Barbecue on board Shell 18. Looks like he's pressing on, but that looks pretty terminal.
Well, an unhappy day so far for the Shell Helix Racing team. Dick Johnson has already come into the pits and had to change a tyre. Now, there's nothing that you can see there, or that we can see. Now, we've just got word through damage to the back there, back left. That may have been from that first incident on the opening lap where we saw Bauer collect the wall exactly where Dick Johnson and Larry Perkins did.
Well, that could be where all that smoke's coming from, with that tyre rubbing on that guard. These cars have no panel gap sealing at all, so anything on the outside finds its way inside the car very easily. So there could be all that smoke belching from that tyre, but you can see it's still rubbing there. Hope you can make the full race distance.
Top privateer at the moment is Toll Ford driver Anthony Tratt. He's going well, but it's still Lowndes-Skate. Bright sitting in third spot, who has he and his team have been working overtime to get the car back on the track, but that's not the car that he raced at Hidden Valley. It's in fact Alan Jones's car from last year. Now there's the smoke starting to appear when it picks up some high speed down the main straight.
Yeah, Tander and Engel are doing exactly the same time, so it doesn't look as if Russell is going to make much more progress unless something happens to somebody up front.
Neil Crompton sitting in 8th position in the second Ford Credit Falcon, and Larkham 9th, Bargwana rounding out the 10. It's all been pretty stable in the top 10 so far.
Sure has. Very much dominated by Bridgestone cars throughout qualifying, apart from Longhurst's outstanding effort in the Castrol Ford. Mostly Bridgestone from top to bottom, so it really has been a happy hunting ground for the Bridgestone runners over the years.
Well, this will be interesting, guys. Have a look at this, because there was a fair bit of daylight behind Ingle not so long ago. Here's Crompton. He's arrived on the scene, so he could mix things up nicely. 111, Neil Crompton makes his return to the V8 Supercars after doing some runs in the GTP series, filling in for John Bauer in the Ferrari, but he is very anxious and really looking forward to climbing on board the number 1 Ford Credit machine with Glenn Seaton for the Enduros, both the Tickford 500 and the Australian 1000 Classic.
And he did great yesterday. He was on the pole position for a little while.
Yeah.
Sid Crone Proto onboard camera looking out the back of Russell Ingles Castrol VT. Russell working very, very hard, but he's not making up positions. He's still sitting there in 7th position. He's made up 2 off the start, but he really has remained static. The times amongst these top 10 cars are so identical, it's very, very hard to make progress.
In the situation that Russell's in at the moment, it puts you in a bit of a dilemma, because you think, well, hang on a second, what do I do here? Do I sort of really go out on a limb here and be a brave guy and stick it up the inside, or have a go, try very, very hard with a chance of putting myself out, or do I see how things go in the first race and wait for the second race, and then sort of, when it gets to the stage where I've got nothing to lose, then have a go then?
Yeah, it's an interesting decision to have to make. He's going to be having to be watching the rearview mirror as well, because Neil Crompton has got even closer, less than a car length behind. And tell you what, Russell's dropped just slightly off from Garth Tanner as they came over the Dunlop Bridge and around. They head back onto what's known as the South Circuit. Things are looking good for the kid. Craig Lowndes has got a commanding lead at the moment, and his teammate Mark Scaife is sitting in there right behind as a protector. Bright, Longhurst and Seaton, that's your top 5. We're going to go back to the young kid, Garth Tander, Russell Ingall, Neil Crompton, Larkham and Bargwana. More after this. Wide and crunch right into the wall, so that has caused the safety car to come on out. Those 2 cars weren't going anywhere. So we are ready to go racing. The lights are off on the pace car, and this is played right into the hands of Russell Ingall, who was quite a way behind race leader and championship leader Craig Lowndes, but now he's in there with a shot.
I think you'll find that Russell's been so revved up now. He's seen the fact that he was not making any ground, and look, this was really bad on behalf of who was that? It was Glenn Seaton, was quite a long way back, and Russell was back behind Garth Tander, so it hasn't really done him any favours.
Got him too.
Got him.
Yep, got Tander just coming across the start-finish line as we went back to green flag conditions, so Ingall moves up a position.
Yeah, you can see the old Russell out now.
He's up to 6, so in front of him is Seaton, Longhurst, Bright, Scaife and Lowndes. Distance on the track across the line that time was 3 seconds.
Oh,
Longhurst trying to make life hard for Jason Bright as we have a look at Russell Ingall in the Castrol Commodore, who's now up into 6th position. Glenn Seaton right in front of him. Lowndes and Scaife, they've bolted. There's a little battle going on here between Bright and Longhurst.
Isn't it fantastic to see the Castrol Ford so competitive? He's been out there for, I think this is his 4th season in V8 Supercar, really struggling with the tyre package that really wasn't up for the job. Now he's found himself some competitive rubber. This car is proving how quick it always should have been.
Well, that's what Tony's always said. He said, my car is as quick as anybody's. Give me some decent black stuff and I'll show you exactly what it can do. And here he is fixing it well. The young guy who's been probably the best Ford driver this year, Jason Bright, although he's had some negative moments as well. He's been very, very quick in the Pertec Ford. This is the battle for third at the moment between Bright and Longhurst. We go back. Seaton and Ingle are the next pair that are going to be fighting it out low. Russell's got quite a bit of ground to catch up on Glenn Seaton.
Well, Tony might have made the best call on tyres here this weekend too, because effectively, under this new arrangement he has with Dunlop, he's a level 2 team, so he was able to choose some different tyres to what Ingle and Johnson and Bow have been running.
Yeah,
and it seems to, I think he's got the demon
exactly.
selection.
Yeah, it's done him a favour, but it looks right.
So at the moment it's Lowndes, Scaife, Bright, Longhurst, Seaton, Ingle, Tander back to 7th, Crompton in 8th, Larkham 9th. John Faulkner has come up into the top 10, so he's managed to work his way past Jason Bargwanna. There's the gap from leader all the way back. We pick up Ingle sitting there in 6th, and he's got Tander right on his hammer, and Crompton's doing well in 8th.
You have to say, looking at Ingle, he's struggling. There's no doubt, because he's making little or no ground on Seaton, and you just get a look, and when we get a look at him, he just looks like he's having a hard time.
Well, it just like he's stuck in there, doesn't it, Baz? He's doing like high 9s. He's just on a 109.67. That's
plateaued out. That's it.
Quicker than Longhurst was last time.
You see, look, Tander's going to give him a bit of a hurry up again.
So he's not making progress. He's just basically holding position, really hanging on by his fingernails in this one.
It's a good drive by Garth Tander, sitting in there behind Russell Ingle, and there's Neil Crompton further back behind that. Nice and close comes Tander. Using his head though, driving very sensibly, not doing anything silly.
And if the cars finish as they are in these current positions, Lowndes' lead over Ingle will be 18 points, and Russell will be so aware of this point situation. Every position crucial as these laps unfold.
Oh, another one.
Yeah, it looks like Donagher's Ultra-Tune Commodore, one of the privateers. I think he's tasted the concrete.
Well, so many have there today in this opening race. It's been plenty of crunches over there as we have a look at Garth Tander in the 134 Valvoline Cummins Commodore chasing out after Russell Ingle, who